What is up? It is the Bomb93, and today, time for a review. Now, yesterday I was recording once again, trying to get this right. So, hopefully I get this right this time. I've recorded this 2 times over, and I've neither been happy with either of them. So, yes, last Friday, Nintendo released Splatoon 2 on Nintendo Switch. Now, of course, me being a guy who owned the digital version and being very happy with just buying the digital version on my Switch, or on my Wii U of the original, I bought it digitally on my Switch as well. And I've been playing it a bit lately, and I'll let you know my quick opinions of it. The story mode, quite good. I haven't finished it yet, but it is starting to get more interesting as you go along. I know after the first couple, it just seems really introductory, really boring. I wish it would have been limited to 1 maybe. However, playing through it, once you get past the third, halfway through the third, it starts picking up intensity. It starts getting really hard. Oh, I've died on level 19 a few times. I will figure out how to use these blasters if it's the life of me. But that being said, I have to rant about the online mode, but not because it's terrible. If you don't know how Splatoon's original online played, you basically have a mode called Turf War, where it's cover as much as the ground as you can in your turf. The walls do not count, however, walls can be very effective to you covering all the ground. For example, you can ride along a wall and nobody will notice because they're too busy noticing the ground and stuff. You can ride along a wall, get behind them, and shoot them down. I've done it once, maybe twice. Because it's more convenient to go above them from a different ledge. And then you having the height advantage and you can just shoot straight down at them. As well, there are a few differences in game modes. Rainmaker is a little bit different. If you don't know what Rainmaker is, it's grab a weapon at the center of the map, beginning of the game. It moves depending on where the other team is. Grab that Rainmaker at the beginning of the game. As far as you can, take it as far as you can take it as close as you can to the enemy's resting point for the Rainmaker, but that's your resting point. It's closer to the enemy spawn, whereas the same thing with tower control as it moves closer towards the enemy spawn, making it harder as you go along. However, turf control is extremely important, always in Splatoon. You've got to understand that if you get your ink down more than the other team gets their ink down, chances are they're going to have a tougher time building special. Therefore, you will have an easier time to build special because you've got mostly ink turfed. Splat zones is basically turf war, except in certain areas where it's paramount that you actually cover your ink. You have 100 seconds plus whatever penalty times you might add from switchovers and stuff like that. So one team captures it, then the next team captures it, the other team gets a penalty. How long depends on how long they had the point. The game modes are very good. I haven't played the revamped ranked mode yet. You get ranks depending on your turf style now. So instead of just being 1 over all of ranked, now you have 3 different ones. One being for turf war, one being for tower control, one being for Rainmaker, and one being for splat zones. This makes it really hard which was a common problem in Splatoon 1, was save scrum to get to S rank. It makes it very hard. And Nintendo hasn't been exactly, we don't know if save scrumming is still a thing, but they have changed things to make it a lot easier for people who do play stuff like Spike is gone and he's replaced with a person called Merch, who allows you to reroll a certain slot to what you want it to be rather than just the RNG crap that was in the first one. Weaponry has improved, as well as the new Splat Doolies. All the weapons are returning from Splatoon 1. However, we still haven't got the nozzle noses yet and stuff like that. The burst fire, kind of like pistols. So, heads up for that. Oh my goodness. How Telus needs to pick up their latency a bit. I haven't been online as much as I'd like to because my ISP is currently regulating the speed of our internet connection to a D. So my NAT type is D, and I'm only allowed to play with people of A or A ranking NATs, and it just sucks because I think Nintendo just tries to throw everyone together where it works well for them because they usually have a limited player base because they're not exactly the most popular console ever, and I get that. However, we look at the sales figures for the first weekend, and it actually was second compared to Crash Bandicoot The Insane Trilogy in the UK. However, it did sell 328% more Splatoon 2 retail copies in Japan than the first Splatoon did. That's a huge thing for the market. I mean, yes, the Insane Trilogy is playing on nostalgia and the PS4 has a larger player base. I'm personally not a huge fan of Crash Bandicoot, but, you know, credit to them. They did something right. I'm not going to say they did something wrong by Vicarious Visions did something wrong by releasing a good game. A well-deserved remaster instead of the PS3 and the PS2 remasters. Go back to the originals. I hope we actually see a Spyro remastering, and maybe Christian Whitehead after Sonic Mania will go into the Sonic Adventure titles and make them way better. Like, literally, they're crap. Like, I'm hoping Sega lets him work on the 3D titles, because Adventure, although good games, I just feel like they're very disappointing in the amount of content they actually offer. But, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Splatoon 2, a very good game from the outset. However, with the number of similarities to Splatoon 1, most people will consider this a port, even though it's not really a port. It is a brand new game with a brand new story mode, it's like basically brand new everything, plus getting rid of stuff you didn't necessarily like in the first one, and especially for the competitive community, this really helps with merch and the skippable cutscenes now. Instead of every 4 hours, now we get them every 2 hours, but however, when multiplayer maps and modes change, you don't have to go into you don't have to watch the video again. You don't have to watch the video again and say, hey, this is, okay, so we're on this mode, oh, and here, this. You don't have to watch it every time you boot into, oh boy, I'm tired, but you don't have to do that every time you're in game. However, every time you launch into it, I wish you could skip that cutscene. But, you know, I have to get used to that. Anyways, guys, that is my time for today. My final rating of Splatoon 2 is 8 out of 10. I definitely recommend getting it if you own a Nintendo Switch. And honestly, I couldn't be more happier with this purchase. Yes, I know Splatoon 2, I mean, the story mode isn't necessarily there. It takes about 4 to 6 hours to complete. However, it is an online shooter like that of a Call of Duty or a Battlefield. But these games do have their own appeals, and we aren't getting Battlefield 1 or Call of Duty anytime soon on Nintendo Switch, so go with the Nintendo IP, I guess, because it's probably the best that's available. And it's actually pretty darn competitive. The competitive scene, if you don't know, there's guys like SRP2 Dude and a few other competitive. If you go onto Twitch and search up Splatoon, you'll probably find a few competitive streamers at the time. Okay, so that's my time for today, guys. I'm the Bomb93. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe to this video. I always make new videos all the time. I make new videos every week. Usually they're reviews, but stuff happens where I'm not able to push a review out because there's nothing that interesting to review. So I do push a different video out. Anyways, guys, that's my time for today. I'm the Bomy93. As always, stay bombing.